Welcome. In this video I'm going to talk about installing jpegoptim using Macports. jpegoptim is a software you can use to compress or recompress JPEG files, and it's a lossless recompression. So you can take a file and make it smaller without changing the actual picture itself. I have another video on installing Macports. I'll put a link in the description to that. Once you have that installed, you can open up a terminal and type in sudo space port space install space jpegoptim, and that's jpegoptim, and then hit enter, and it'll ask you for your password, and you can type your password. And I already have it installed, so that was very quick, but it might take a little longer for you. And then if you type jpegoptim, actually jpegoptim space dash help, you'll see the help parameters here, or the parameters you can use. You say jpegoptim, you use the options and then file name. And the ones I like to use, if you're putting something on the web, you may say strip all, which takes everything out of it. I don't like to do that. I like to preserve things, and there's actually this P preserve, so this preserves the timestamps. So if you have a folder full of photos, you don't want to change the timestamp on it, you just want to shrink those down. There's lots of different options on here. There are some lossy options and lossless options, but I'm gonna, as a demonstration, I'm going to shrink down a folder with some JPEGs in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open two terminals here, and I'm going to type cd library / mail, and this is the mail on my system. And I just want to say, I don't know if it's a good idea to shrink the JPEGs in your mail, but I'm going to do it. So I'll type du space -sh and then period /, and this will tell me the size of this directory. So it's 472 megabytes. And then I'll do the same thing over here. I'll type cd library mail, and I'll type, let me clear this. Let me see if I can might make this a little bigger if I can. So I'll type find space period / space -iname space quote star.jpg quote. So what this is doing is this is going to find everything that ends in JPG, and the iname means it will look for uppercase and lowercase. So if I type this, we'll see a bunch of JPEGs show up. Let me clear the screen again, then we'll go back to that. Then I'll type space -exec space jpegoptim space -p space left brace right brace space / semicolon. This will modify the files. I haven't had any trouble with jpegoptim screwing anything up, but back things up before you do a batch job like this. I will run this, and then this will look for all the JPEGs and run it through jpegoptim and shrink them down, and then it replaces them. It doesn't make a copy, it just replaces them. If it has trouble, it backs out. So I'll hit enter, and we'll see here, I don't know if I can stop the screen here. I guess I can kind of stop it. So you'll see here, this so this one optimized 18%, 8%, 9%, 16%. This is how much smaller it's making them. So let's see if I can get back here. And this might take a second to run. I'll probably speed up the video. Okay, so that's finished. And like I said, I don't know if it's a good idea to run this on your mail directory, but I have a bunch of photos in there. I don't have my photo collection on this computer that I'm using. But you could run this on your, like on a Mac, your iPhoto library. Like I say, back it up first. I've noticed that like certain cameras will have better, especially older cameras, you'll find a better optimization than some of the newer ones. So now if I go back up here to my other terminal and I run this command again, we'll see it's 441 megabytes. So it removed about 30 megabytes of photos, or of space. So it shrunk things down that much. Like I said, this is lossless. The way I used it was lossless, so it didn't change the actual thing. You can think of it as reordering the parts so they fit in the space better, would probably be the best way to describe it. So that's the jpegoptim, and you can also just run that on a single JPEG. You can type jpegoptim-p and then the name of the JPEG, and you can run it on single files, or you could run it on a whole directory. You can type jpegoptim star.jpg, things like that. If you have a use for this, maybe share in the comments how you might use this, and other people can see your ideas. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate it if you could. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.